So right now, we would like to thank and welcome all of the people who are joining us on social media. Hello. And today, for our guest speaker, we have Lonnie Joseph Nichols. Yeah, give him a round of applause. He's a wonderful speaker and a wonderful healer and man, a person as well. And he's going to be speaking about tapping into your infinite abundance. I've got an inspirational reading before we go into the music for today. Again, this is more from Marianne Williamson's book. So take these words to be your own. Close your eyes if you'd like or not. Today, I break free of beliefs in limits. There are no limits in the mind of God. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. The universe is a field of quantum possibility, and nothing limits what love can do. I do not bow before the ego's dictates of scarcity or lack. Rather, I embrace the infinite abundance of God's universe. I face the world today knowing that anything can happen, for there is no appearance of lack or fear that can prevail upon the will of God. Spirit is love, and fear is illusion. Knowing this, I am a natural worker of miracles and a deliverer of peace. Today, I recognize that I am entitled to the riches of the universe. I am never denied abundance by God. Spirit's will is that I receive its plenty, that I might then extend it into the lives of others. Lack and struggle are not of God, and I am a part of Spirit. So it is. Yes. It's a wonderful book, powerful words. So now I'd like to introduce you to our musical guests today. We've got Sandy Davis, our own Sandy Davis, my friend, and my other dear friend, Alex Garrido, soon-to-be grandfather, Grandpa Garrido, Papa. And they're going to do a song for you today that go along with the talk also, Pennies from Heaven. So we hit it.
It rains pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. Make sure that your umbrella is upside down. Or trade it for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Trade it for a package of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So when you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you. Pennies from heaven for you. Pennies from heaven for you.
Wow, awesome job. Again, let's give it up for Sandy and Alex. So thank you for having me today. It's always an honor to speak here. I'd like to ask again, how many fathers do we have today? How many grandfathers? That's okay, Alex, go ahead and raise it because it's coming today. Excellent. Great-grandfathers? Like Carol alluded to, the beautiful part about Father's Day for most of us on the journey is honoring the Father within all of us, the father-mother balance. And we're glad we all have fathers, right? Every one of us has had a father. Not hard to figure that one out. And yet we need to honor our father, no matter what relationship you might have had, hopefully very good, hopefully very healing. But your father brought you into this world, and that's a good baseline to start with, and be thankful for that. That brought us here to this day and time. And we honored the mothers on Mother's Day. Today we're honoring the fathers. And like Carol alluded to, we're actually honoring the father energy within all of us. There's a time to be masculine, a time to be feminine. There's a time to have that balance. There's a time to take action, a time to be passive. Father's Day honors that active masculine side within all of us. And no matter if you're male or female, you've had fatherly energy. You've had it come to you, I'm sure, in your life. Maybe it wasn't your biological father, but there's always a father image that comes in at times when you need it. Maybe you need a father figure at times, and that almost always comes in your life at the perfect time. And I will bet that most of you have been fatherly at times. Exactly, women, men. You've had to give that little bit of fatherly advice that's a little more assertive, and that's good. That's part of our balance, and we're going to honor that today. Thank you, Carol, for tuning in with that. And I want to give a shout out to Carol, too, who's our music director. We have amazing musicians and overall talent in this temple. Let's give a hand for that. Not just the musicians. We honor that. It's fun, and the music is the universal language, and it can really uplift us. And by the way, don't want to give a big secret here, but we got some workings for a Temple All-Star Band coming up soon. So I'd like to share a message that my father gave me, if I could. My title is about abundance, but I'm going to tie the two together the best that I can. And I shared this lesson in January of 2019, and I know that some of you have heard this, but I'd like to repeat it, and some of you may have not. So I was building a soapbox derby. It's an all-wooden car, metal wheels, run by gravity. And they used to have these huge contests up in the Midwest. The Nationals were in Akron, Ohio. Never did anything like this in my life. I was 14 years old. And my father was a very good carpenter. And back then, we had the old-fashioned tools. We didn't have electric saws. And we had the old-fashioned hammer. And some of you fellows may remember the drill. You push your armpit in this thing, and you turn it. And it is hard. You know, I'm 14 years old. So we spent about an hour doing the layout. I think we cut a few pieces of wood and got a really good start. My dad went in the house, and he goes, "Okay, Lonnie, sweep up the floor. I'll be back out in a minute." So I grabbed a broom and a dustpan, and I swept around. And he came out, and I was just really proud of working with him and, sweeping up the floor. And he goes, "You got to be kidding me. This isn't sweeping a floor. Look, you got dust here, you got wood here." And he said, "Give me that broom." And he's sweeping every corner, and he's rushing around. And he grabbed the dustpan and get in that, put it in the trash, get that piece of wood over there, pick it all up. That's how you sweep a floor. He said, everything you do in your life, do the best you can. Don't do it half. Don't do it three-quarter. Do it the best that you can. And that simple lesson meant nothing to me until later in my life. When I was a manager, I was a father, and it was a valuable lesson, and I wanted to share that with you because it applies in all areas of our life. I was lucky to be a father of 4 wonderful daughters, and part of that time I was a single parent. And I went through some schooling, as many of you have, and I realized there was no class on how to be a single parent. I went back through my curriculum. Did I miss that? So I was reading a book called Zen Mind, A Beginner's Mind by Shunri Suzuki. And he has the little phrases in there, as Zen Buddhists do. And one of the key phrases was, he was asked, how do you control your cattle? He said, to control your cattle, give them large pasture. That's how I used, that's one of the tools I use with my children. I gave them a lot of space. And this may be a tool that you could use because it applies to us in life too, to give others space. Now, that doesn't mean we didn't have rules, and it doesn't mean my fences were pretty strong. But I gave them a lot of room to be who they were. And I think that also applies in our daily life as well. It was a wonderful phrase and saying, Zen mind, beginner's mind. So today, the title is How to Tap Your Infinite Abundance. And I'd like to share with you a couple things that I've experienced. You know, there's a lot of tools for manifesting abundance in our life. Reverend Zemke mentioned 2 weeks ago, you know, abundance is not just money and things. It can be that. It certainly can be that in times of need. We have abundance right now in so many ways. We have abundance in health. The fact that you're here today, you came in today, you have health enough to get here, you chose to be here. That's an abundant life. You didn't have to come today, but you chose to be here. That's abundance in its own way. We have abundance of joy. We only limit ourselves oftentimes to how much joy we can bring into our life. We have an abundance of love. It's opening our heart. We're the only ones restricting that abundance. In the last 20 years, there's been a lot of CDs and speakers and tools and DVDs and cruises you can go on and learn a lot of abundance techniques, right? They're everywhere. And a lot of them work. And quite frankly, some of them work and then they don't work. Why is that? I hope I can answer that today. Why is it that they work sometimes and sometimes they don't? Even prayer. Now, you can do nothing in your life, nothing at all, and things will probably work out for you okay, but you're not in control of your life, or you're not co-creating your environment. You're not using your full talents. We can have faith in God alone, that God is going to provide, and that works for the most part, doesn't it? But yet, then again, we're kind of not co-creating our environment. We're leaving it up to an exterior source. We can use prayer. Prayer is a powerful tool. Eons of time we've used prayer to help us get through our lives in health and in abundance, in finding a job. It's probably the singular most powerful tool that we can use. And yet, if prayer worked all of the time, we probably wouldn't be here because we could just sit at home and pray for everything and it would happen. We can use our mind to visualize. We can use our hearts and mind to affirm. And those are powerful tools too. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But why is it that some of these tools work some of the time, but they don't work all of the time? Did you ever ask yourself that? It's like, why sometimes they just don't quite work? We're taught that they work. Well, here's my philosophy, and I'd like to share with you today. And this is one of my main points I would like to make. Perhaps when your prayers aren't working, the universe is saying, go deeper within. Perhaps if your visualizations aren't working, perhaps it's saying, going deeper within your spirit. Perhaps when affirmations aren't working, you're asked to go deeper within yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, those tools still work. However, the more we align with our divine will and our inner self, the more our personal will aligns with divine will, we instantly become much more empowered, much more empowered. You know, visualization is a powerful, powerful tool, isn't it? How many have wanted a new car or a new house and you cut out a picture in a magazine and you put it on your refrigerator? Anybody done that? I guess I'm the only one. No, okay, there's a few. That works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. I wanted a pickup truck one time in Phoenix. And I saw this green pickup truck, and I thought, that's the car I want now. I needed a pickup truck to haul some music equipment around, and pickup trucks were cool in Arizona, and I wanted a nice big pickup truck, and I wanted a green one. And the next day, coming home from work, all I saw were green pickup trucks everywhere. Every stop sign, green pickup truck. I thought, why do I want one of these? Everybody else has got one. There's nothing unique about these. It showed me, the universe showed me the power of our thought, that when we're thinking something, we magnetize it to ourselves. That's the power of thought. And the more passion and feeling you put into that thought, the more powerful your magnet is. And that's a very, very good tool. Why do some things not work all of the time? Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes we just have to stand back. If we want a new house, or we want to change our locations, or we want to move to another area, for example, those are huge moves. And you can visualize it all you like, but if it's not the right time in the bigger picture, it's not going to work at that time. And so if we can stand back and use our wisdom and think, this isn't the right time, God will work with me, I will work with Spirit to work this out, it will all happen in its right time. How about quality over quantity? I believe we all deserve a quality life. We all deserve a quality life. And I would invite you to, in terms of abundance, to focus on what is a quality life for you? What is a quality life for me? Is a quality life for me a house with 6 bedrooms on an ocean with a 3-car garage and a big yard to mow? No, it's really not that quality for me right now, or us. What is quality in terms of a car? Would you like a Corvette? The Reverend Zemke mentioned a Porsche and Lamborghini. Don't think I didn't forget that because I love Porsches. Well, what if you have a family? Then a Porsche or a Lamborghini is not the quality that you really need, most likely. You can't put them in the trunk. So we have quantity in our world of things. We have quantity. You know, I could carry 5 or 6 cell phones, and we have iPads, iPods, iPoops, interwebs, internets, gigahertz, analog, megahertz. We have all of the tools, and you can always call those pesky little cyber ninjas in Arizona if you need something fixed. But we have quantity galore in our world. I think as a society, possibly we could say we're a little bit spoiled in that area. And I'm inviting you to think in terms of quality. What is the quality in your life? And use your tools. I'm not saying prayer does not work. Of course it works. I'm not saying visualization doesn't work. Of course it works at times. Affirmation is a powerful tool. It works too. The tools that work for you, keep working with them. And the more we go inside and align with our divine will, the more powerful those tools become. So let's combine all those tools, and we'll do our meditation work, and we do our prayer work, and we do our spiritual journey work. And what is the end goal? The end goal is to become aligned with our divine will and co-create our world, because we can indeed create a magical world for ourselves when we are in that alignment. Now, if we're trying to create a world and we keep getting blocked, folks, that's a clear sign. Most of you know that. But if you're running up against a brick wall constantly, go around and go through the doorway that's easy. Don't go through the brick wall. Trust me, I've tried it. It's very tough. So in closing, I would like to say, you are the creators. Moreover, you are the co-creators of your world. And once you are aligned with Spirit, and you're aligned with your divine will, and you're aligned with your divine self, you are empowered greatly. Think out of the box. I invite you to think out of the box. We are unlimited. We limit ourselves. Let's get out of the limitation. One affirmation I would like to leave you with is, I am abundant on all levels of my being. And would you please recite that with me, and I'll say it one more time. I am abundant at all levels of my being. Please. I am abundant at all levels of my being. Very, very good. Something you can take with you. The final thing I would like to say is thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to speak here. I hope these tools can help. And the last thought I would like to leave you with is one with God is a majority. One with God is a majority. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Very inspiring. Thank you. We are so very blessed to have the speakers that we do with us here at the temple, and we are very grateful. At this time, we're going to move into our time of tithes and offerings, so we invite you to take your tithes and gifts in your hands and bless them. And I would ask for the ushers to come forth at this time. And let us pray. Infinite, radiant source of all life, we give thanks for the abundance that is in our lives. We give thanks for the opportunity to be able to share from that abundance and bless others. And we acknowledge that divine love moving through each and every one of us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. Amen. And now, Carol and Sandy and Alex.
Yes, oh my. This is a wonderful song. I'm so glad that Sandy has agreed to sing with me on this. Because we've been going over it and thinking about it for quite a while. And it's a wonderful song for Father's Day. Horace Silver tune called Song for My Father.
Song for my father does things that no other can do. As I sing it for you, it has a rhythm and rhyme that will fasten his memory in time. As his beauty shines through. My mind is whole, my heart will always hold a special place for him. It's true. We bow our heads and we pray every day's Father's Day. Let's review all that he means to you. Our mother's love's real nice, but don't that sacrifice for me too. Let us give him his due. We're very proud to be in his theology. We sing his song for him and you. human being so good he could live like a king, 'cause he knew the real pleasures of life. Someone devoted to always stand by me, so I'd be unafraid and free. So I'm devoted to always stand by me, so I'd be unafraid and free and free and free.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Sandy, Alex.